Who you are looking at is the modern-day American black woman. The world's worst stewards, the worst stewards of children. The hair-hatted hooligan. Who you are looking at is the modern-day American black woman. These are the worst stewards of children on planet Earth. I don't think that there are any race of men who have it as worse as black men do. Number one, our women are very manly. Number two, they're very disrespectful. Number three, they don't consider anyone else's feelings but their own. And number four, there are very few of them who have children because they want to nourish the children and put the children in better positions than they were when they were growing up. I always thought the purpose of having children were to give them a better life than the one you had. With black women, it's just become a bodily function. It's just literally you slept with her, she got pregnant. The reason that you have all these Freddie Grays and I can't remember his name, and Alton Sterling, and the reason we have all these names you can think of, there's one through line through every one of them. No fathers. See, these women are supposed to be great people. But how can we look at our women as queens when they walk around with hair that looks like any flavor of push-up pop? Black women today, as I've told you several times, are the world's retarded children. They're the retarded children in the class. Right now, people let black women do whatever they want because people are afraid to say anything to them. You'll get in trouble if you call out the behavior of black women. How many times have you been out in a public restaurant and noticed that the loudest people at that public restaurant were the women, the black ones? How many of you have ever been to a public pool or anything in the public and noticed that the loudest person there, the people ruining everyone else's time, are black women? How many TV shows have you noticed that black women give you the worst service ever? Because most people are afraid to go to places where they have a black waitress. The waitress looks like she doesn't want to be there. She gives you the worst service you'll ever get. I'm not making this up. The stats prove this. The stats also prove that black women are indeed the worst stewards of children because out of single-parent households, guess what you had? The most crime and the poorest of communities. But there's nothing more detrimental to black people than black women at this point. Black women are the ones twerking. Black women are the one producing these jackass sons that are going out robbing and killing and gang banging. Why do you think Jesse Williams and Barack Obama came out to be who they were? Because they was devoid of one thing: black women, single black women who raised them. Nobody wants to give white women credit for that, do they?
Well, Tommy Sotomayor, as we see, talks real bad about black women. At first, I actually thought it was because he hates the mother of his children. He talks about black women having multiple kids by different men, but he has 2 baby mamas, not 2 ex-wives. Is this another case of the washed-up old, mad black man, who has been constantly hurt by a few black women? Or is the case of the black man who hates his black mother or dark skin? Is this guy just one of the ones who has been broke so long and finally figured out a way to make some cash, and the result is exploiting of the black woman for pennies? Tommy himself has stated that he is a whore, that he has dated some very messed up women. So Tommy has made many bad choices in women. So shouldn't he be chastised for making bad decisions? Isn't he responsible for the bad decisions he made in women? Or is that kind of logic only for the black women that fell victim to bad men like Tommy? The killer thing is Sotomayor recently admitted that racist white people pay him to degrade black women in his videos. He talks about how the white people are the ones supporting him, so you get desperate and retaliate on black women because blacks don't support your ignorance. Tommy Sotomayor? Is this the only way to make money, by degrading your own people? Doesn't America do it enough? Do black men like Thomas Harris have to keep exploiting the black woman to make a buck or two? Is this the only way peanut-brained men like this can make money? Where is your dignity? Question: why aren't white men doing this to their women? There are plenty of white women who are worse than the worst black woman too, when it comes to poor characteristics. You know why white men are not doing this? Because they know their women are a reflection of them. Whatever you put out there, people will think that the men are like this, because they allow this. And the rest of the black men sit back and laugh at stuff like this versus putting small-brain men like Thomas Jerome Harris in his place. And you wonder why other races have no respect for the black man. It's not always about your skin color.